Hello again, human specimens. Today's food for thought is about vulnerability. So if you found this video, if you felt called to watch it or whatever, you might be scared shitless to be like fully vulnerable around people. And it's usually rooted from betrayals, not trusting people. I fucking feel you, dude. Because, bro, I have a stellium in my 8th house in Scorpio. I have Sun, Venus, fucking Pluto. I have North Node, Jupiter, all in my 8th house of Scorpio. So I feel you. I don't like being vulnerable. Like even this, I hate this shit. I hate being vulnerable. But it's like kind of therapeutic for me to like do this on camera. And I know that like even reading y'all's comments, you guys appreciate this raw, vulnerable side of me or whatever. And some of you guys, like, I'm really happy that like me doing this, it gives you permission, to be your fucking self. And yeah, so that's why I'm doing this. So vulnerability, like that's the reason why like I personally don't have friends, like especially female friends or whatever kind of thing. Like it's always been hard for me to connect with like other females because like I've been like taken advantage of in friendships and stuff. Like I don't really trust a lot of people. Like I have conversations with my cat and like that's that, because I don't trust humans. Most people. I do have a select few individuals that I do trust, and I love you guys. Love you, boo. But yeah, vulnerability is scary. And I just wanted to talk about that today because like you get to a point when you get older where you just stop giving a shit. Like I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. Like I've like in my past, I remember I had this one friend and I was like completely like real with her, like if I was going through something, I would express like my insecurities and stuff. And she would take that and she would like spread my business. Like if I was going through something, she would tell people. Like nothing was ever sacred in conversation. And that's the reason why like I built up walls, and I'm really like not trusting of most people because like I know people will take your insecurities and they'll see it as a weakness, right? It's a weak spot when you're vulnerable a lot of times. But like me doing this right here, it's like whenever you just decide to lay it all out there, all of your insecurities, all of your imperfections for the world to fucking see, like you have nothing to lose. Like people are gonna have their opinions about you. For example, like, okay, I was smoking a cigarette a couple times in the past couple videos. And, of course, people are going to have their opinions, and those are not my tribe. Those are not my people. If you're not somebody who is comfortable with, like, cigarettes or, like, cursing and things like that, this is not the channel for you. But, like, I just feel a call to, like, unmask completely because we live in a world of filters. We live in a world of curated personalities, like things that are not really truly authentic. And like most people don't even know who the hell they are because they're living a life of performance because they're scared of being vulnerable because of that, fear of someone using your vulnerability against you. And, especially with like cancel culture and shit like that. Like that is so 2020. And before that, like we're moving on, it's 2026 and like, I don't know, with technology changing and stuff too, with like AI, and then like you have apps that have the filters and stuff, like it's really hard for like most people to decipher real from fake nowadays. And like when they hear something real or if they see something real, they see it as dirty, right? Like people perceive rawness, realness, and vulnerability as dirty. Like, oh, you're smoking a cigarette on camera, that's gross. Like it is what it is. I'm a human, and that's just my own personal addiction. I'm not perfect, and I'm gonna get on camera and I'm gonna just be myself because I lived so many years hiding behind like this persona, I guess you could say, to protect myself. Like on my other channel, yeah, that was me. That's a part of myself. But at the same time, like, with that story, that old story and narrative of my own, like, I had built kind of like my own tiny little empire of being, I guess, a personality in a sense. People recognize me as Lele in the building, and yeah, like I said, it's a part of me, but it's not the totality of me. Like, I'm not just, a card reader. I'm not just, a smile or a joke. You know what I mean? Like, I have other facets to myself. And that's really what this channel is going to be all about, is just like revealing like just truth and complete raw authenticity. And I want this channel to also be a place where like you have permission to, like, if you want to comment down below anything that you want to fucking say, you know, any insecurities that you might have, you know, and like we can all work through this shit together. But yeah, like whenever you lay it all out there, you have nothing to lose because it's all out there. It's like I stand behind my insecurities. I stand behind my vulnerability and who I really am. I'm not going to hide behind fake perfection, you know, to protect that vulnerable side of myself. Because like for so long I hid behind like trying to make sure I was put together, trying to make sure I was perfect, because like heaven forbid I leak out any kind of imperfection for somebody to chastise me and judge me on it. You know, let the world judge you. It doesn't fucking matter, you know, especially online, because when it comes down to it, like you're never going to see, you know, the people that are commenting either, you know, judgmental things towards you. It doesn't matter, okay? So I also got some cards. I just felt called to like pull out some tarot, y'all. Oh shit, Nene got the tarot out. Oh. All right, so let's see like what Spirit has to say about vulnerability. Let's see. Oh shit, bro, we have the King of Pentacles and it popped out in the reversal. It's like the things that people stand behind, like material things, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, if I can show that I have this really nice house, or I have this, you know, like lifestyle living or whatever, and it's like a facade, right? This is a dismantling of a facade. We are in Taurus season, which does represent like what is of value, right? And there's this like disintegration of false value, right, with this being in the reversal. It's like, what if we've been standing behind that is an illusion, right? Like for me, for instance, I was standing behind my own personal identity as, you know, Nene in the building on my other channel, right? And I built myself up because I didn't want anyone like in my waking life to tear me down, because I went all my personal life dealing with people who would nitpick me or try to make me feel like I wasn't good enough just being who I am. But when it comes down to it, like that's built on a very like shaky foundation, right? It's like tower energy. And if it can't withstand the test of time, it was never real to begin with. So some of you guys might be having this disintegration of identity. Like you built your identity around whether it was your job or like your title or who you are at home, like being a mother. I'm hearing somebody, your kids are going away, and now that your kids are gone, who are you when the house is empty, kind of thing. That's what it's giving. And that's also metaphorical, like who are you when the house is empty and you can't hyper focus and identify with that thing, right, that gave you that inner sense of security. Okay, all right, shit, that's getting deep. Bro, yeah, look, insecurities, 5 of Pentacles. All right, wow. So this is definitely like physical energies, because the Pentacles are about the physical. It could be financial as well. And some of you guys could be like walking, that's what it is. Like a society will make you build yourself up on the physical identities, right? And there is that sense of vulnerability, right? To put your true self out there. Like, will I still be of value when I have nothing? Will I be of value when I change career paths because this is killing my spirit, for example? You know, it's going to be different for a lot of people. But what is this? Because I'm tired, boss. I feel you. I'm tired too. Shit. The 9 of Wands is that wounded warrior, right? You've been trying shit, and it's like Spirit's saying maybe it's time for you to like stop trying to hold up something that was not real to begin with. That's what I'm hearing here, okay? But let's clarify this King of Pentacles energy. Oh, shit. The Ace of Cups. Am I still lovable when things are stripped away? Whenever, okay, coming back to that sense of vulnerability, like whenever the identities are stripped away, what you really are at the core essence is this Ace of Cups energy, right? It's something that's, you know, it's not tangible. You can't hold it in your hands. You slipped out of the hands of other people in jobs or whatever it was, love relationships, because they could not hold your real frequency. Once the mask is stripped off, I'm having deja vu right now. This is crazy. Must have done this in another life here, talking to you about this. Okay, but the Ace of Cups is also, I'm hearing there's this fear of like, if I do really decide to go all out and just like be myself and live for myself finally, like I'm hearing like abandonment wounds, right? And Spirit's saying that if you had to uphold an identity that was false to make people comfortable for so long, and it falls away and you see people's true colors, and then you realize those are not your people, those were not your people. Okay, don't be afraid to let it go. Magician at the bottom of the deck, because you never needed anything outside of yourself to begin with, is what Spirit's saying here. Okay, the power was always in your hands. I'm hearing to burn it all down. You have that choice, is what I'm hearing. Clarify. Oh, shit. Okay, with the Five of Pentacles, we do have the Ace of Wands popping up in the reversal. This is not your first time, I'm hearing, starting over for some of you guys. This is not your first time dismantling identities. Do I have lipstick on my teeth? I feel like I do. Maybe not. But the Ace of Wands in the reversal, this is like a potential that never got off the ground, maybe, is what it feels like. Tell me more about this Ace of Wands. And the Four of Swords. Yeah, many of you, you know, there's this feeling of, because that's an aspect of healing and slowing down, and it's like, Tell me more about this Four of Swords, Spirit. What is this? What is this about? Is there a fear to slow down and sit with yourself? Maybe there's a truth that comes to light within yourself that you're afraid to admit, is what I'm hearing here. What is this truth that they're afraid to admit to themselves? Oh, healing from the rejection wounds from all of your relationships. That's what's coming through here. Okay. It's like having to face your own shadow is what I'm hearing. And there was this fear of whenever you would reveal parts of yourself, feeling like you're too intense. Like I said, I'm a Plutonian person myself with a lot of that Scorpio energy. I understand. Like, because with me personally, that's why it's hard for me to be vulnerable and open up, because I've seen how people have reacted to my own intensity, or my own, like, I guess, quote unquote, what people perceive as dark side. Because like I said in the beginning, the world is curated on filters, and like people are so desensitized to fakeness, okay, that whenever they see something that's real, they can deem it as bad. And just because you are real does not mean there's something wrong with you. Just because you have certain emotions that come to the surface, you're allowed to feel the emotions that you feel, okay? I understand, like, I've been in situations with people where, you know, I kept the peace and kept quiet, but the moment that I personally would open up and reveal that, like, I'm not okay, they'd be like, oh, it's, you know, like, disregarding how you feel in situations, right? That how you feel about things doesn't matter. And, like, you know, I've had to, like, stand my ground in the past, like, you know, my voice matters, and what I care about matters. That's what it is. What you care about matters. And you've had people make you feel like what you cared about didn't matter. And I think that's what you're coming to terms with, and realizing that just because people couldn't meet you at that level doesn't disqualify you. It doesn't mean that you're unworthy. Okay, let's clarify this Nine of Wands. Wow. What is this Nine of Wands about, Spirit? Ooh. The Two of Wands. Making new plans, because the way, okay, this has been a cycle that you've dealt with all of your life in regards to this vulnerability. I'll tell you what. You've been vulnerable in situations, I'm hearing, with these silent battles with the Nine of Wands. And you've had so much strength to try again, is what I'm hearing. And I think because you've always been the strong one, people have disregarded, like, how hard you have it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm hearing here. And it takes a lot of strength and courage to get up and try again and to do something different. That's what I'm hearing here, okay? Because the Two of Wands energy, this is like, you know, you're kind of like trying to get the elements together kind of thing is what's coming through here. Like, you're not exactly where, like, you're not arriving yet. You haven't arrived to a point in your life yet. You're just, it's like you're in the waiting room is what I'm hearing here. Clarify this Two of Wands, Spirit. Literally, look, the Nine of Pentacles. And this is the shift. We have Nine of Wands to the Nine of Pentacles. I'm getting this message. You've always had you. And even though others around you misinterpret you or have left and you felt alone in situations, you've always had you. And when you come from this inner integrity of knowing who you are, regardless of these imperfections, like, it's just giving this energy, like these Nine of Pentacles, it's an ending of a cycle. It's an ending of an old way of being and stepping into this new. It's like, you know, whenever you get old, like, okay, think about old people, for example, like really old people. Okay, shout out to the oldies in the building, okay, the wise ones who come to this realization that doesn't fucking matter because you've always had you. You built this city, you built this table, okay, right? That's the vibe coming through. And now it's time for you to make plans for your own happiness, right? That's the vibe coming through here. Okay, bottom of the deck, literally, the Lover's card. Because all choices, I'm hearing Spirit say flip this, all choices in the past were curated around, like, what other people wanted for yourself, and you're coming to this realization, because the Lovers is that inner marriage within yourself, right? Where you're not fragmented to perform or to, you know, choose from fear. You're choosing from true love, okay? Choosing from true love and authenticity and vulnerability is what's coming through here. Eight of Cups, walking away, okay? No longer living a lie is what I'm hearing here, okay? And with the Eight of Cups as well, this is also saying, like, you're realizing what you thought was going to make you happy was empty because it was for others. And now you're not living for others. But when you choose yourself, you inadvertently light the path for others, is what I'm hearing here. And we also have the Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So what was worth the investment? As long as you learn your lessons, it's never time wasted, okay? And I just feel like this is a time period of, like, honoring being real, raw, and vulnerable. When you do this, I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, the right people will show up. And the wrong people will leave your life, okay? The wrong opportunities will leave, okay? And the right opportunities will find you. Right now, I do think that you are currently going through a sense of, like, burnout with something. It could be as well, coming back to that Ace of Wands in the reversal and disappointments of things not coming through for you. But, like, regardless, like, you're still standing. Repeat after me. I've always had me. I got me. Okay, say that below. I got me. You got you. Okay. Let's get some, I guess some final advice. Shit, look, bottom of the deck, we have Rebirth, shedding the chrysalis, taking risk. What is, oh, I just had an affirmation thing come up for my, it's waning moon. Fuck, what was that? What's after? I didn't get to see it. Shit, never mind. All right, let's get some final advice. At the bottom of this deck, we have the Rebirth card, okay? It's time to leave the old behind. So you're leaving the old way of being behind, right? You're letting go of the filtered lifestyle. It's an exodus. Exodus, movement of Ja people. Yes, yes, we have the Mystic coming through. There is a reason you have those dreams. Intuition, High Priestess, and Visionary. So with this message coming through, there's a reason that you have those dreams. There's a reason why you were called to where you're called and being led to, okay? You're being led right now. And the more that you lean into that trusting, because also with vulnerability, that is like learning to trust not only like yourself, but learning to trust in that like invisible hand that's always had you. That's what I'm hearing here. And trusting your intuition the first time is also what I'm hearing, okay? What else, Spirit? Ooh, the Witch. I wasn't always like this, you know. I had to create who I am. Creatrix, lotus flower, and free will. Okay, I wasn't always like this, you know. I had to create who I am. You weren't always this much of a badass, bro. Okay? And I say badass because, like, if you clicked on this video, you know, because the title is about vulnerability. This means that you're ready to strip away, you know, the false lies that you believed so long. Okay? That's why it's so uncomfortable. Because when you're living, it's like a comfortable liar. You were a comfortable liar to yourself and others to keep peace in the world. But it was a false sense of peace. And that created chaos within yourself. And now you're coming to this point in your life where you're like, you know, you got to do you got to be good on your end. And if it makes other people comfortable, that's a them problem, not a you problem. Okay? The lotus flower, though, I will say this. The lotus is emerging from the murky waters, right? Unscathed, untouched. So whatever heaviness and darkness you've been like growing through, like these growing pains is what I'm hearing. Like you're going to come out on top because you always do. You always end up okay. Okay? We have space, time, and self, infinity, reincarnation, and 5D. Trust in the places you feel guided towards. What was I saying? Like you're being led right now. And you need to just trust that you are being guided, even though like sometimes, especially on this path of someone who is awakening, it can feel lonely, it can feel isolating, but you're never alone. And you do have individuals in your life who care about you, but you also have, like I said, this invisible hand that's always had you. Okay, so allow yourself to, you know, emerge out of that chrysalis, as uncomfortable, vulnerable, and scary as it is. You've never been this type of like creature, this butterfly before, you know, literally. Okay. And the last card we have is the fairy. Darling, don't you remember you're a badass? What'd I say? I said you're a badass, dude. Keep winging it. Blessings flow and magical energy. Everything that you have right now, it's like they could not take away from you. They couldn't take your integrity away. They couldn't take, you know, your true power away. There's just this inner strength and resilience that I'm feeling with you guys in my collective and within myself. Like we've always still been standing. Even when the tower fell, you were still there. Okay? You're a tough motherfucker. Okay? So just own that shit. Just own the fact that you are tough. And you know, this ain't the end all be all. Okay? That's just an old chapter that's ending. In the bottom of the deck, look, find those who inspire you to bloom. So definitely a lot of you guys, like you're starting to realize like certain areas, like you just, you know, you just don't vibe with certain like groups of people it could be right now. And that's just because like you're changing and you're evolving, and that's just a part of life. You know, it says grow together, community, connection, reciprocity. You're not an island. You know what song I was hearing in my mind this morning was Disillusion from, I think it's from The Perfect Circle, or is it Pussifer? I don't know which one of Maynard's bands, I can't remember. But the lyrics that were coming through was, it's time to put the silicone obsession down. Take a look around. You were never an island. Okay? So yeah, that's that. I'm sending you so much love, and bro, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. I know sometimes, you know, I feel you. Like, I could be a negative Nancy too sometimes, but like, we gotta keep surviving. There's this thing inside of us that just, you know, a will to survive and live, you know. Whatever that force is, you just gotta keep going. You just gotta keep moving. So, you're gonna be okay. I think that's it. Alright, bye.